Hello, I'm Mrs. Rolls-Jones and I'm just going to present to you Religious Studies for Key Stage 5. So mainly I'm going to focus on the AS course. The A-level course is very similar. It just looks at different aspects of the religion that we study and different aspects of the other two units in more detail and a bit more thorough. So the AS course is worth 40%. There are two units that we study. We start off with an introduction to Buddhism, which is worth 15%. And then the second unit is 2 units that is part of the same one, which is Philosophy of Religion and Religion and Ethics, and that is worth 25%. I've just put the link on for the WJEC specification. If you just type into WJEC, religious studies and choose AS and A level, then you can see the specification a little bit more detail there. So Unit 1 is Introduction to Buddhism. I love Buddhism as a religion. It's one of the main religions that I studied at university. And we choose to study it mainly because it's a completely different and exciting religion to what the pupils and the learners have already studied. The 4 units, the subunits that we look at in this unit is religious figures and sacred texts. We look at the life of the Buddha, who started the religion, and we also look at one of the sacred texts that Buddhists use, which is the Canon Pali. We also look at religious concepts. So we look at the main beliefs, really, and concepts that Buddhists have. Such as they believe that all life is full of suffering. The 3rd unit then is religious life, whereas we look at the life of the monk and how Buddhists live their life. And then the 4th unit is religious practices, where we look at different practices such as meditation mainly that we focus on, where we do a lot of meditation, which is lovely. The second unit then is Religion and Ethics, and this is worth 12.5%. So as I previously said, the second unit is 2 units together, whereas for A-level they are split then into 3 separate units. So the first part is Religion and Ethics. Ethics is the study of behaviour and the character of human beings. Basically how we make decisions in day-to-day life and how we make tough decisions regarding different moral dilemmas. It's a lot more broad and deep compared to that we have studied at GCSE. Those who have studied RE at GCSE, we've also looked at some ethics in the humanities course for the rest of Key Stage 4. But again, this is in a lot more depth and a lot more broad. So the subunits then are, the first one is ethical thought, where we look at just different ethical theories. Then the second unit is natural law. So this is a specific ethical theory. And then we apply that theory to euthanasia and abortion. The 3rd subunit then is situation ethics. And in this one, we look at homosexuality and polyamorous relationships. And then the 4th subunit then is utilitarianism, where we apply that to animal rights and nuclear weapons. So within this unit, there's a lot of discussion, a lot of lots of chances for pupils to be able to give their opinion and to make decisions regarding things. So it's a very, very exciting unit. And then the second half of the second unit is Philosophy of Religion. So philosophy is the study of the nature of reality, focusing primarily on Christian philosophy, this unit does, but we also evaluate Christian philosophy also and look at the counter-arguments to Christian philosophy. So subunits 1 and 2 look at the arguments for the existence of God, and we look at different arguments, different inductive arguments and different deductive arguments. I realise those terms are foreign and perhaps to some of you at the moment, but the pupils will learn what they are. Then we look at good and evil as the 3rd unit, so the problem of good and evil. What does that show about the nature of our reality? And then the 4th unit, then we look at religious experience. So things such as miracles and praying and and how that impacts on the reality, the nature of reality according to Christians. And that's it. That's the units that we study for AS level. And as I previously said, for A level then, we do carry on with Buddhism, but obviously looking at different aspects of religion. We do carry on with ethics and with philosophy, but also obviously looking at things in a lot more depth and looking at things and a lot more broad. But those two units are separate for A level rather being part of the same one for AS. So regarding assessment, there are 2 exams at the end of year 12. One is for Buddhism, which is an hour and 15 minutes, and that's worth 15% of the overall grade. And then there's one exam for ethics and philosophy, which is usually about a week or so later, and that's 1 hour and 45 minutes long, and that is worth 25% of the overall grade. Obviously, you're assessing two different subunits as part of that assessment. So within the exam then, they're kind of assessing 2 different elements. There'll be A questions, which ask the learners to apply their knowledge and understanding and explain something or compare something. And then the B questions will be evaluation questions, where they're asked to evaluate a particular statement. There will be then obviously throughout the year lots of class assessments, which just helps our learners to prepare for the overall exam and to know how they're performing throughout the year and to be able to obviously better their learning as they go. These will mainly be in the form of essays. We'll be doing some in-class essays, some homework essays. There'll also be a chance for 2 presentations, because I do believe that's a very, very important skill, especially for preparing for further education. And then there'll be quizzes, and there'll obviously be a mock exam of some sort as well to help the pupils learn how to apply all their knowledge under exam conditions. And that's it. That's the end of the presentation. So if you have any questions for me at all, just contact the school or ask through your child, and I'll be happy to answer them. So I really hope that you do choose, or at least consider, studying religious studies for AS and A level. Thank you. Goodbye.